everyone. So I have with me Moses, and who's Moses to me? So Moses is also a friend. I can remember as far as 100 level days too. How that these were just that this ones. I think I had smelt book since year one. Yes. because I think I could remember that time when the likes of Samuel, Chris, we sit at relaxation center charging phone. Samuel had one turn off somewhere there.
Yes.
So the
Is it
plan
somewhere on
is
me?
that was like like you guys phones were not really so kinetic one shackle for all those things. So but then I think I had smelled determination from you since like the beginning, and I know that our friendship isn't so closely knitted, but you can't pick up your phone to call me now and we would not still be able to vibe together, right? And I think of recent you had to call me about twice just to randomly talk to me, and I'm like, oh, Moses is remembering me. What is it for? But I know that it isn't for anything. Maybe it is still out of you letting me know. Maybe it's an act of you letting me know that, oh, Rachel, you are not far from me, and all that. And that I really appreciate. And I'm very glad to have you on this with me. So who are you, Moses? Tell us.
Moses, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Well, I am Moses. So
Definitely.
the way I like to introduce myself, I just said Moses, son of Adeyemo, aka the blessed. Right, and that the blessed is as a result of what I've been through and what I've learned and how great I can say God is.
And everything is summed up in the blessed.
Yes.
Great. Well, great. Okay. Let's just go straight into what we'll be talking about. Tell us, Moses. I think maybe I should rephrase this question this time. How did you do in final year?
Final year. Well, there's this popular saying by one of my brother. He said, when you have a lot of responsibilities with you, you are likely going to do better. So I felt what made me better in my finals was because of the kind of responsibilities I have with me and the kind of people that are looking up to me to maintain the standard.
Wow.
So I felt that is actually the major thing that really helped my finals.
That you were doing. So it was based on, aside from me, it was something that I am not living for only myself, and I am not even doing this final year for just me. I am doing this final year for people that I serve as a role model to, and like there are expectations.
In fact, expectations upon expectation. Because in my finals I was serving as like the vice president of a fellowship. In that same finals, I was like the head of mentorship to the faculty, to department.
Yes.
And in that same finals, my academics was like this. Because you have outside what you look up to, you have to check am I actually fit. Concerning my CV, I had to review my CV almost every 2 weeks to check, okay, if I should take my CV out now, won't it just be academically? Because I know my friends like of Samuel, Damilare, Christopher and Co, they all attend to some other maybe fellowships, society. Why me? I am mostly out of it. So sometimes I just check, what about this? What about this? Okay, if it is academics, how good are you to it? People expect you to have some standard naturally. Being the vice president, some people expect that, oh, if you are serving in fellowship or you are serving this, you are meant to, it will take your time, it can affect your academics. Some people have it to feel like, no, you see year 4, they normally want to reduce the number of first class. So different things, different people, and you just have to maintain the standard. That's it.
Great. I can remember I know who you are a bit. I know a part of you that yeah you try to show, and that's the part of you of being blunt about the truth, and especially for the truth that you stand for. And then I just want to ask you that um for some persons right now in maybe final year, this isn't even only going to be for final year students, because it could be for everybody. Like, how can these people not compromise faith? I'm streamlining it down to faith now, because it is, I believe that your own truth, because at times you mention it, you say it at times that your truth, because I've seen that this truth that you stand for is based on your faith. It isn't just something that is based on morals.
Yeah.
It isn't just about morality. It's your faith based. It is faith based for you. So like, how can, especially in this type of generation, in our generation, in the type of, I think of recent, someone brought a classmate to Twitter to be dragged because the person could not sign attendance. Yes, the person could not sign attendance for her, and then they felt you could come and drag the person, that what is attendance, and the person strictly told her that, oh, I cannot sign this attendance based on my faith. Like, the person wrote it there. The person didn't just say I can't sign. No, the person said, because the person so based it on their faith. You understand? So, and then um, tell us, Moses, you can relate this to how standing on faith has been for you, on the truth has been for you, and how this is, or how this one can do it for those that have not been doing it, and those that are even doing it, how they can maintain this posture.
Okay, so thank you. And based on the fact that you said on faith, at least I guess I'm free to quote maybe scriptures and or paraphrase. Right. So I remember once upon a time I was reading a Good News Bible version.
Okay.
And I came across Hebrew 1 verse 9. Yes. And that Bible version, in fact, if you check my WhatsApp page, you are likely going to see it there.
Okay.
Right. So the version said, you love what is right and hate what is wrong. That is why God, even thy God, has favored you and anointed you above your fellows. Right. So since that time, I believe in one thing, that if you're actually doing the right thing, although some things might not work perfectly the way you want it to work at a point, but trust me, it will later pay off. It will surely pay off. And the problem most of us face in faith, right, is that we want to be blunt. To be blunt is fine, right? To be blunt is very great. But there are some ways you handle things that you won't use your fist, your stand, to cause yourself a trouble, and use your stand to cause another people trouble. Because even the scripture said something, that the labor of fools is them, because they don't know how to enter the city. Meaning that there are some ways, that there are some things that the way we just feel want to do it naturally, because I'm on this part, I have to stand on this part, I have to do this. No. So being blunt does not necessarily mean you have to just eat everything on the meal. You are this, you are this. There are some things you say that people capture the point. Just for example, now, if I see someone solving like a question in the wrong way, trust me, I'm a tutor to some extent. Once I see it, I know where the mistake comes from. Once I see you solving, I know, okay, I know how to attend to it. But I can't just come to you and say, all you've been doing since is rubbish. Me saying that to you already, you are not ready to hear what I want to say, because we spent too much time on it. But me just coming to you and said, okay, I guess you've made mistake somewhere. Even if you are not interested in my conversation, you want to check if there's mistakes. So the problem is, most of us want to stand because we are standing on this faith, we are standing on this truth. We don't know how to communicate the truth in love.
We love and grace.
Yes.
And grace. We do not give space for grace.
Yes.
You know, and this stems out from some level of pride too. Those positions that will find other people in that will think maybe they are wrong or something, we feel so much of ourselves that we can't be in that position, which is a lie, because we all have tendencies.
Yes.
Which is a lie. So thank you very much. That was just a by the way, but it is something that I have seen in you, and that's why I'm asking you, oh,
Thank you.
what is it about and thereabout. So I just also want to ask, we've talked about how final year was. I said, how did you do during final year? You mentioned how you would review your CV 2 weeks in at 2 weeks interval and all that. So what should a final year be doing? A final year student. What should a finalist be doing in final year?
A finalist. Right. So the first thing a finalist should do in final year, check yourself. I will always say, check yourself. Are you someone that you can walk up to anyone in your class confidently to ask something from, and they'll be willing to give you? Because someone told me, I guess is Shola, is it Fola Shola also? Yeah, Shola, he was once NESA president, right? So there was a day he came to NESA to speak. My first time of meeting him, sha, and he said something that day. He said, in school now, you can talk to anybody, and they will feel like you're talking on a normal level. After school, when you reach out to some people feel like it's because you have something you want to get from me.
Oh.
So when he said that thing, I didn't really capture it more until I met one, I used to call him Broladi. You know, say what is doing so extra of our class.
Okay.
Yeah. So our brother said something to me one day. Me and him, we were having a conversation. He said the way he got his first job was through someone he knows when he was in school. In like, and there was no really big connection between them then. It's just like paddy. But he has a friend that they were close. That one friend is it like me and you were close, and but Tolu is someone you know, right? So that's just link. And he was like, anybody you have now, create a good relationship with them. I can tell you so many finalists, they've lived a life of one mamupo up till now, and they can't even say in that class, I can greet anyone. Trust me, in my class, one thing I did in my finals is that almost everyone I can walk to you, just greet you and just crack a funny joke, even if it is not funny. And I will laugh to it if you don't laugh. And I will go. So that is the first thing. Create a relationship, especially to those that you don't have any relationship with before. It might not necessarily be tight.
Okay.
But create something. Then two, try to add value to people. Let people see something to you that at least if I'm leaving Unilag now, okay, I've left Unilag already. Right, I'm no longer a student of Unilag for now.
Okay.
So I can't see in the future. So at least some of my classmates can say, oh, Moses, when he was a student, he used to tutor us in class. Oh, Moses, when he was in school, if we have questions, we can message him, he answer us. Let people have something good about you beyond your CV. So that when your CV, there are some places your CV will not get you.
Yes.
But those people, mouth can get you. So I guess that's it.
Just start to check yourself. They should check themselves, and they should add value to people. So that is so for someone now that like you said, for someone that has just been jesting, how did the person want to start greeting their classmates? Yes, because okay, now you advise them that at least they should be able to have relationship with their at least coursemates, if not outside class. So how should they go about it?
Okay. So the first thing I will say to that is that nobody is difficult to speak to.
Okay.
We all assume this person is difficult. Like we all assume everyone is a snob. In fact, the person you feel like cannot snub you, it's likely being the one
to snub you.
So, and the major issue about that is that we've seen everyone the way we see ourselves. You just feel like anybody cannot come and walk to me and talk to me Nobody can just come and say, Moses, how are you? If you feel like that, trust me, for you to see someone and work comfortably with you, to
So
just
then-
say, oh, hello, how are you, and this, you find it difficult. Right? Then to start doing that, there are some basic activities that people do in class
Okay.
that you will never take it serious, but it matters. Just imagine your guy said, oh, our class have a football match somewhere, and you just go there. No matter how quiet you are, you just standing and be watching them, and they recognize that these are coursemates. You will surely see one person there that will greet you. From there, you have started building a relationship.
Yes.
Right? For example, I guess my first time of meeting Samuel was not even in class. My first time of meeting Samuel, they were discussing football.
Okay.
Inside the class. Yes, they were discussing football. I want to remember the match. I knew they were discussing one match, and I guess Samuel's team, Chelsea, right? So the team lost in a very painful way. So they were discussing that day. It was Samuel and Christopher Iyere. So they were discussing that day. I just jumped into the conversation. Someone looked me like this. Who is this guy? I said, I'm not bothered. I just jumped into the conversation. We are discussing ball. And we enjoyed the conversation. And funny enough, after that day, I had good relationship with those guys. Like I can just enter their room, I can just DM any of them and call and greet. And that is the way things work. So it is until you make that attempt that you understand that people are not difficult.
Like you have
like
assumed.
we assume.
Great. Okay, so I know that you started your project very early. In fact, I think in first semester you were done. You were done since when?
In first
You were in
semester,
chapter 4
chapter 3, ending of chapter 3.
Ending of chapter 3.
Yes, I'm just waiting to start chapter 4.
Okay. But I knew that you started way earlier. You started before we resumed.
Really? Yes. I
started
got my
before we
project
resumed.
topic approved.
Okay, approved before resumption. And then, I just want you to talk more on what are the benefits of starting your project early. Like, talk extensively on it.
Benefits of starting. Firstly, you have the time to learn.
Okay.
You have the time to learn. Like for some periods now where I've received some offer that I don't like. It is what I learned then that I'm using now. Right? So most times when you think you want to start your project, 10 minutes, don't worry, there is time. I'm good, I can just find my way. Trust me, there are AIs to help. There are tools to help you. And you just feel like I can just, by the time I join this tool to this student, I will get this thing done. You can do it, but you will not learn some things from it. Right? And you get the best for yourself when you have enough time. 9-minute syndrome can only make you to get something done. But 9-minute syndrome will not make you to learn from what you've done.
From what you've done, yeah.
Right. So I see like starting a project early, the first thing you have is that your supervisor can correct and correct and correct. But trust me, every correction is something you learn from. And you are going to have, at the end of the day, you appreciate what you do.
What you've experienced.
Right. In the sense that, at least I've been to some places where they will say, oh yeah, speak on this. And I will say, wow, I did this in my project. And you did this in your project. Yeah, tell us more about it. I'll be happy to say it. Because I know what I've learned from it. But if it's something you just do shortly, we'll just rush them, like, you understand the way the guy said it. We'll just do sharp, 1 or 2. We don't settle everything. You will do it. Then the other thing is, apart from learning, you have time to do every other thing.
Okay.
You have time to do every other thing. You can only predict today perfectly. To predict tomorrow, next tomorrow, you can only predict to some extent. There are a lot of things that can happen.
Yes.
So for example, I said responsibility actually opening my year, final year. I know that by the time I get to second semester, as a fellowship person, like I will plan program in fellowship. I know apart from planning program in fellowship, there's likelihood of me to have some place to minister. I understand that there's likelihood of me to join some committees. And I know I'm still going to hand over that I'm going to plan for. That's going to take my time. At the same time, I know there's probability of me to have some work to do, especially for a student that 80% of your income is coming from your side. You know you have to work.
Sorry.
So the best is for you to start when there's no pressure, which is early. If you start when there's no pressure, you can. If it is 1 hour today, I've done something, let me just leave it. Tomorrow, 30 minutes. There's no pressure at that moment. You do something perfectly easy, but you are waiting for that period whereby someone can, it might be that period that you want to beat, that a job will come in. You don't know how to trade off the job. Hunger. So that's just it. Easy.
Thank you. I think that's right. So it will even avoid you putting yourself under someone unnecessary pressure, because imagine during our own time when they were telling us that they were giving us some ultimatum of about 2 weeks or thereabout to submit project. There were some people that they were just there, they were done, so they didn't have anything to worry about. While there were some of us that
Just imagine, I just imagine a friend of mine. Like,
oh my.
it was during the exam. The guy was sleeping in my room just to analyze his project during the exam because, Moses, if I did not do this thing, I will do this, I will do that. And the sincere truth is, you have the whole time to do it, and you are waiting for now, whereby you want to read for book for your exams. You want to read for your project because there are some things you have to read. You don't know everything off, and academic writing is very difficult, whereby I can just say, oh, maybe let me just, I'm trying to remember one of the things you just said some minutes ago. Maybe he said, oh, Moses is gentle. You cannot just write Moses is gentle. You have to reference Rachel said Moses is gentle. And you know you have to do all those things. And you are waiting till that minute. My brother, I pity you. That's
so it's better to start early.
Yes.
Thank you. So, another thing I just want to ask you is, we've been through final year, and we know what final year is, and we know what it's all. But how can any finalist, how can they maximize their final year? How can they maximize their final year?
Wow, that question is wide. And there's nobody I will have said, let me just optimize and so well, how can they optimize? Firstly, in your final year, there are so many things. Prepare for a job, project, exams, final year week, fellowship, and other stuff. Make fun out of final year.
Okay.
Make fun, make experience. There are a lot of experiences you've denied yourself over the years. Have it, right? And when I say get to the experience, reading is part of it, right? But trust me, someone said once you get to final year, you are 80% sure of what you are going to finish with. You are 80% sure of what you are going to finish with. Final year should not, I assume that final year should not be the period whereby you now start chasing, except if you are die. There are some people that are very close to a new grade. Final year should not be that time you said, hey, I'm on 3.5. I must enter 4.0. I don't know about any other person. So I feel like have fun with people in your final year. Have enough fun with people in your final year. Have fun with people. It's very necessary. If you are someone that have been avoiding church, please go to church. Go to church. See, a lot of us don't really understand that fellowships, the reason why there are fellowships on campus is beyond just going to church.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not against you going to maybe your own churches outside, but trust me, there are some relationships, there are some things you will learn in fellowship that you will never learn going to your home church. We are still going back to that home church. Trust me, once you graduate, you still go back there. But you see, once you are still that campus, maybe from year 1 to year 3, you've said, oh, Allah, I love my home church. Year 4, taste fellowship. You will understand that there are some things you will learn, not only spiritually, right? Then please don't run for responsibilities. I know why I'm saying this. Like I've so much avoided responsibility from my year 1 to year 4. But by the time I got open to some things, I realized that no, let me embrace these responsibilities. Let me do this. At least, if I'm not learning enough, I will learn something. Not learning at all is bad, but learn something. So I feel just try to have a taste of all those good things, fellowships, fun in your class. Do you know the funniest thing? Someone paid for my jersey because I said it is because of jersey I will not do final year week. Why? The person said he didn't do final year week when he was in school and he's regretting now I not did. So good experience. Just enjoyed it. Like enjoyed almost all the fun activities, but prioritize. Know when to go for that enjoyment and know when to read, know when to do your project, know when to do other things. You have a lot of activities. It's not compulsory that I said I go to Jessie Day. Does not mean I spend the whole day in Jessie Day. I just go there and make some fun in just 30 minutes, 2 hours, and I'm out.
Yeah.
So I feel that's true.
Okay, that's great. So I just want to ask again, what are the must-have skills? What do you think are the must-have skills that undergraduates can build in their final year? At least if they've not built from year 1 to year 3, that in fact within the space of that 1 year, they can build and could make them different, could make them graduate different. The skills that will not be taught in class, definitely.
Could make them different. First one is mindset. Setting the right mindset. Yes. A lot of people, what is killing a lot of people is their mindset. Not actually how difficult things are. Right? I've seen someone, this one I learned it in year 3. And how did I learn it? I was discussing with someone not in Nigeria, schooling, and the person said econometrics is very simple. And the person is doing advanced econometrics. I was like, guy, this course is one of the course that
it's giving everybody
in previous results that I've checked, people lament.
Yes.
People cry. And you are telling me this course is very simple. The person said the reason why people find it difficult to know is because they already set their mind. This thing is difficult. Trust me, once you have it in mind that this thing is difficult, picking it will be difficult to pick. When you are reading that book, it will be difficult. Because there are some things that is not hard. You just need your persistent reading. Some things are not, like, there are some, for example, Kotoyani's textbook in economics. Reading that textbook, if you just said you want to read it very fast and just read it and go, after reading it, you will regret because you feel like you've not read anything and you feel more confused. But if you calm down and you read it, you feel like, oh, this book is so sweet to read. Right? That is the mindset. But for someone that have that difficult mindset, once you read it, no, let me go and find another simple textbook that I can read. So all these things is the first thing, mindset, right? And part under mindset, that's why I have problem solving mindset, different thing. Some people don't have the mindset that they can solve different problems. They just feel like, see, let me just identify the problem. I will tell people and they will solve it for me. Telling people is not bad. But you yourself have that problem solving mindset that you won't just identify the problem. You can do it. Then lastly is that the way some of us see our lecturers is entirely different to the way they are. Some of them just see them the class views, but you are graduating now. One day can come that you will need something from these lecturers. If you have a bad or a blind mentality about them, to meet them for what you need, even when they are available to give you, will be difficult. So you need to change and see another aspect of those guys when you are living, so that later you will not see someone that can help you, and you'll be saying that man is very wicked, I will not go and meet him. I just feel that.
Thank you very much, Tiffany, if I'm not mistaken.
I hope so.
Yeah. I just want you, I know you to be someone that loves helping people.
Yes.
And one of the ways by which you help others is by teaching. Now, I just want to ask that for someone who loves to help people too, and they are usually available for people, how do you think they can do this for those? I'm talking about finalists now because they are the sole purpose of our chat. So how can they do it that they would not, I'm looking for the word. So they will like that they will not lose themselves. Let me say it that way. Like they will not lose themselves. They will not be at a losing end for some things.
Okay. So you asked me that question in one way, but I'll answer it in two ways.
Okay.
Firstly, helping people is good, right? But at the same time, if you are over available, you can lose value. Scarcity commands value. Right? You yourself, you want to help people. Very fine. I love helping people a lot. But know the strategy you want to use. No matter how you want to cry and beg me and it is, there are some times that me myself I know that I will likely, the reason why I'm using likely is that I can still,
Giving.
but I will likely not going to attend to you. Why those times are time for myself. These are time for myself. I have my goals written. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to achieve this period. So helping you will come at sometimes. I know there are times I know there is something called sacrifice. Whereby there are sometimes you sacrifice.
Yes.
Right? But trust me, sacrifice is not always every time. The boy is good, the boy is good, the boy is good. It's because they are seeing you to use. Any day you stop being relevant to them. Right? And it happened to me one period whereby anytime this person comes with difficult question, I will always have answer to it. Why? Because I have read beyond that aspect. Anytime this person comes with new terms, I will always have answer. But there was a period whereby I was sick and I didn't update myself at all academically then. So the person came to ask me some questions. Today, guy, sincerely, I don't know the answer. Tomorrow, I don't know the answer. The way the guy started looking at me, it's like, this guy doesn't. Why? Because I didn't just have value to improve myself to meet what he's expecting. Meanwhile, within myself, I was improving myself, but not in that way.
Yes, that I wanted.
That you wanted.
Answer to him right there.
So, if I should stand on, I want to have answer to everybody, I will not improve other aspect of my life. Because I want to keep answering this guy my question. It will cause me to lose every other courses. Right. So I just have to find a way to balance it. So there are some times that I'm not available. Yeah. Sorry, it's not my fault. I can't just help it. Why there are some times that okay, come, I'm available for you. And I feel that in that way you can easily help to value yourself better and at the same time help people.
I get, and one of the things I can just deduce from that also is that if as you are giving, you need to be intaking, like you need to be taking in.
And you can't give what you don't have.
Exactly. So like if eventually people are using you or not using you right now, or you are helping people, if you lose out or you face out on that help that you are rendering and you are not able to, it's like when we lick orange, when all of the water in it finishes, what do?
You discard it.
It's useless. So if you continue like dishing out, there is need for replacements. There's need for replacement of either value, and there's need for advancement. Because for example, now you have a young maybe sibling that you've been teaching right from when they were in primary school or something. If you stopped school at secondary school, that child, you automatically stop teaching that child at secondary school, because if that child brings to you university work, you cannot, you don't have answer for it, and there you become, you probably become useless
Yes.
to that child at that point in time. So, and you know, that also, even as much as we are giving out, there's need for us to be replacing. There's need for us to also add value to ourselves. There's need for you to also know limits, to know boundaries, understand boundaries, understand when you are weak, that you need to rest.
Actually.
Understand when you need to stop. Because when things go haywire, when things go wrong, these same people will probably come and say things that are offensive. And to you, you are probably just pursuing your passion in helping them. So, and I think that's, you know, that's very correct. So, lastly, I said that was last question, but lastly,
as expected.
Lastly,
okay.
Lastly.
Okay.
Tell, if you are meeting a finalist and you have in just 1 minute to talk to them, what would you emphasize on? What would you emphasize on in just one, maybe a minute elevator ride?
1 minute. Time management and prioritization.
And
prioritization.
So from time, in fact, I think from time management too, it comes with priorities, because both like move and your time management helps you to prioritize the right thing and the right task.
And the same way your priority helps you to manage your time.
Manage your time. Oh wow.
So, you know, there is this, I want to try to get the name. Is it Enginovas or something like that? Enginovas.
Okay.
Right. He has a skill, a quadrant, 4 quadrants, listing, and he will tell you that there are some tasks that you delegate. There are some tasks you avoid. There are some tasks that you yourself must be the one to do it immediately. While there are some tasks that you can fix a time for, right? So if you can do that for yourself in your final year, so many things you see very difficult, very hard to meet up with, will become something easy for you to do. Because some of us, we are just bothering ourselves with something that we ought not to even think about at the first place.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for accepting to do this with me. I'm grateful.
It's part of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.